Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Ledwell and this is The Inspiration Show. Today on the show we're going to be talking about an amazing new portal that my girlfriend Clarissa Burt is putting together, which is for women. It's called Envelop Her, and it's like a go-to resource for women that want to really take their life to the next level. So please welcome my special guest today, Clarissa Burt. How are you, Clarissa?
Yay! It's auto applause. You see, I'm applauding myself because if I actually get this website online this week, it's going to be a big deal. But I'm really excited. Thanks. I'm doing really well. But I'm really thrilled about this because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time.
Yes, and you know what? It's a resource that we really need right now, as women are collaborating together and really working together, and moving into this new paradigm of how we're going to show up in the world and how we do business and how we look after ourselves. But before we get into the amazing platform, why don't we start with your story, because you've got a really interesting and awesome story to share.
I do? You mean, oh, amazing me? Oh. You know, it's really it's been a great run. I mean, I always say if the angels were to take me today, you know, I have absolutely nothing to complain about because my life has been not always easy, but certainly it's been pretty special. And I've been able to do in my life basically almost everything I've ever wanted to do. If it was up on a vision board, wink, wink, I could certainly do my best to try to make it happen. Didn't always look the way I thought it was going to look. But, I started out many years ago as a model. I never thought I could. I didn't think, I always had that I wasn't good enough kind of thing. And those daily demons that I call them my daily demons, that were always sort of working against, if you will, the way I was processing my life and information. And I don't know, I just, you just you have to overcome the fear, and I did, and moved to Europe, and I became a model and had a fabulous career, and walked all the major runways on the planet, and came home with something like, I think, 250 covers, and so the whole modeling career for me, the little girl from Philadelphia who thought she wasn't ever going to amount to anything and could never do it because I wasn't pretty enough, and then, ironically, I go into the business, par excellence, that is the rejection business, number one on the list. No, it's really very difficult when you're in that industry, when you're into entertainment or you're modeling or you're acting. This is where you walk in and you're getting rejected pretty much all the time. I was too tall, I was too thin, I was too fat, I was too short, I was too dark, I was too light. I mean, there was always something that it seemed there for a while anyway that it just wasn't going to work. I just wasn't going to make it work, and then one day it all did, and I had a really, really lovely career doing that, which parlayed into some acting that I had fun with, and then that parlayed into my own production company, my own television production company when I lived in Italy, and I kept fashion and beauty as my niche, and produced the Miss Universe pageant for 5 years, 3-hour live broadcasts in prime time. So it was there that I learned how women and girls, no matter how beautiful they are really living with huge lack of self-esteem. And it's always surprised me because I think that I equated beauty with esteem. And boy, was that a wake-up call, But anyway, long story shorter on that is I just decided that, I just love women, and I love who we are, and I love how we track, and I love how we trend, and I love how we take care of one another, and of course, as you hear so often, we don't take care of ourselves. And that was something that always stuck in my craw. The other thing that I am very passionate about is domestic violence, because I came from an abusive background, and it was something that you didn't talk about back then. Now everybody's talking about it. Well, I'm going to say we're talking about it more. Not everyone is talking about it. We need to be talking about it more. So this is a platform to do that. And there are other things that bother me, like all the toxins that we're putting in our bodies through the cosmetics that we're using. So I'm extremely passionate about the Safe Cosmetics Act and getting the news and the word out to women about healthy cosmetics all the way around. And I say this, and it usually surprises people when I tell them that one of them on the top 10 list of the most toxic chemicals of all is Johnson's baby shampoo. And people go, "Whoa, you're kidding?" No, it's right there on the list. Just go look it up. So there's all kinds of things that we become more aware of, and this website will do that. People say, how'd you come up with the name? It was very hard. But when I came up with the Envelopment Network, it was really, I got sick and tired of hearing personal development. It was kind of worn out phrase, Natalie. We hear about it so much in the circles that we travel in. And I thought to myself, wow, couldn't this be women's development through personal envelopment? Just, that love of self and giving them the tools and the resources and people much like you and Mind Movies that that I've affiliated with because I just love the product and I know that the people that I'm going to reach are going to love it just as much as I do. And so this is the place to go. This is a community. It's a sisterhood of support. Right now it's a website. It will be an app as well for women to find one another, to commune, and to get the information that they need to know. Yeah. And I'm just thrilled about it.
Yeah, and I know that you have already, that like we're very close to the site going up, but you've already attracted some incredible women that that are helping to put resources and you've been doing interviews and things. So tell me some of the women that you've been able to connect with that when people go to this website they'll be able to connect with as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is just part of the the divinity, if you will, of the way things happen when. I always have, I've said very frequently that, to be a part of the club, if you will, there's no mean girls. No mean girls are allowed. If you're a mean girl, don't even apply because we don't do that. Bitches, not welcome. And I love women, and I seem to attract women and to be attracted to women that live in service and that have really open, huge, big hearts and that are giving. And so one of those ladies has a website by the name of Empower, and her name is Michelle King Robeson. She's a friend of mine, lives here in Scottsdale where I live, and she was also very instrumental in helping me come up with the name. I had 10, but I was calling it the Envelopment Network. We started to call it the Envelop Her Network, and I think it works, and she was right on board with that. Her website does something like 3.1 million unique visitors a month, and that's part of the strategic alliance that I have made with her for the feel-good portion of my website of Envelop Her. Sharon Lecter. Sharon Lecter, know her, love her. She also lives here in Scottsdale, is also very good friends with Michelle. And, we all know Sharon from the work that she's done, her work in financial literacy and making sure that, I didn't know a darn thing about finances. I mean, it was a lot. If I could rectify every month my checkbook when I was growing up. Nobody ever taught me about financial literacy. And this gal is, she's on the president's board of a committee for financial literacy in the United States, and she's written, 3 Free from Gold with Greg Reed, and more recently, and more books, but more recently has come out with a book called Think and Grow Rich for Women, and she put me in the book, which was very nice. I'm in as a quote and not as a chapter, but I was happy to be a part of the club, and so we've had some fun doing some panels in Vegas and here in Phoenix with that, and then I chose for the greater good, which again is giving back and tithing and paying it forward and just doing the right thing all around. I chose Child Help, and they again are here in Scottsdale. I don't know why. I mean, I travel the world. I got a lot of connections, but everybody that I decided to partner up with is here, and Child Help has been very instrumental in bringing out the news and keeping it at the forefront about abuse on children, child abuse. And there are treatment centers, and they have community centers, and I mean, they've been to the White House 1,000 times, to meet every president. And Lifetime did a movie about them. So, these are the kind of people that that I'm thoroughly enjoying getting to meet and to know and to collaborate with. So, and that's not all. That's the short list, but that's the list that's on my website right now. There are a gazillion, fabulous women that I've run into, and that I'm really, really honored to be able to call my friend.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this. And so, what's your vision? Where do you see this going? I mean, obviously we know it's going to go somewhere like amazing that you can't even think of right now. But what is your vision right now for this?
Well, the vision, if I had a magic wand and it's on my mind movie, is that, I will take this back to broadcast television. So it'll start here, it'll start online, it'll be found, it'll be picked up, it'll be appreciated, and people will come to realize that there really is a great need for women to get the right kind of information and get the right kind of support, because not everybody really knows where to go. When we're in difficulty and we're in trouble, a lot of times we'll turn to a mother or a sister, an aunt, or even a friend, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the information or the solace or the advice that they're giving to you resonates with you. It's what they want for you, I think that through the different people that I connect with and that will be collaborating with this website, there's just an open forum, and there's got to be one person at least with all of this large community that you'll be able to commune with and resonate with. It will be an app, so T.E.N will become an app, and that app will connect women globally for many different reasons and at many different levels. Again, I may not want to sit down, you may not want to sit down, or she may not want to sit down with a 17-year-old gal and talk about whatever's trending at the moment. So you'll be able to, through a filtering system, find women around the world that have your similar
interests and things, yeah. And because you're looking at was it look good, be good, feel good?
Look good, feel good, be good, and greater good.
There you go. Excellent.
Yeah. So, look, we all know what that is. I mean, but there are a lot. I've been in the industry and the business as a beauty editor for 4 different magazines, and coming from the background in fashion that I have, I often get the questions, my makeup and my hair and the colors and the proportions and that sort of thing. And women really can bump it up just by knowing how to put on proper makeup, and what is the great haircut for them, and the proper clothes to wear, and how to camouflage and hide some things, and how to accentuate others. And a lot of people don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. They know they don't know. It wasn't what they, I mean, there could be a woman, and I'm making it up as I go, in corporate America, or she's, just never dawned on her that, she might be able to look better, but she does want to look better. And so that's what that's all about. And you know what? I've got to tell you, as far as self-esteem goes, when you look good, life's feeling pretty darn good. Life's feeling lovely. And then feel good. That's your diet, your exercise, your nutrition, especially, the baby boomer women that are going through, difficult times through menopause and the like. I mean, there's nobody better in the world than Empower Her with Michelle King Robeson, and many other experts that I have in that industry that I'll be calling upon to get the information that's needed. And again, the community will be talking in forum. And then, I mean, be good. That's, inspiration, motivation, leadership, relationship. It's all the ships, and entrepreneurship and your business and that aspect. So I bring in some fabulous experts that, will answer some questions and give us some insight as to how we can better that, because I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, Natalie, and I got to tell you, I don't know it all. I mean, there's so many things I keep learning, but the learning curve is just keeps getting. It's like a learn. It's not even a curve anymore. It's just like a U. So like there's just so much to know and to keep up on all the time, especially in these changing, ever-changing technological times. And then I will tell you this, I think that some of the times that I felt the best about myself were the times that I did something for somebody else. Gave back, paid it forward, donated, did a charity event. Even my Christmas party this year is giving back to a woman's, I've got a Christmas tree all up, and it's an angel tree, and the gifts are all around the tree, and my guests will donate. And the shelter here in town, the Women's Domestic Violence Shelter, will be walking away with all those gifts. So, I'm not saying, I'm all that. I'm just saying it does make me feel good to know that, we're going to be able to do with my guests that evening, and I'm only talking about that evening for now, but, we're going to do some really, make somebody happy. And the lady that runs the place, it was funny because I said, look, I have a lot of things for women. And she said, great, because the kids are always taken care of. They get all kinds of things coming in, but the women never really get anything, So I was thrilled to know that there was, again, some sort of divine providence that put my idea together with the need. And
honey, the fact that you're actually getting women together like this, like the delicious juiciness that's going to come out of this, just because you were the catalyst of being able to get.
I just got goosebumps when you said that. I did. I just felt that shiver go right through. And it's so true. I interrupted you, and I'm sorry, but it's so true. And I was going there before, Natalie, when I was saying, the support system. I knew that I couldn't go to my mother. I knew that I was the older sister to my sister. Now, that doesn't mean she hasn't been there for me with some advice whenever I needed it. But there was that part of me that didn't want to bother her with it. I wanted advice from someone else. I needed to look up in a certain way, or even sideways, and just find all that is, you said, delicious juiciness that's all around us if we trust, open up, and give it a chance. And as I said, no mean girls allowed in this group. So we don't like all that gossip and no. You've got to be able to really, be in it to win it, and that is just bringing people up, just bringing them up, and and as I said, just do it, pay it forward, and forget about it. That's the greater good in all of this.
I know, darling, this is going to be massive, and thank you so much for joining me today. We have run out of time, and I'm so looking forward to spending more time with you.
I'm a talker, Natalie. All you have to do is ask a question. The problem is shutting me up.
It's all good, my love. All good. Okay, so where can we send people to go to this website? Where's the best place that we can send them?
Well, it would be envelopeher.com. So envelopeher.com.
Perfect. And guys, if you click on the banner to the side if you're online, or the banner underneath this video if you're on the app, you'll go directly through to that site. So thanks again, Clarissa. Always a pleasure talking to you, love.
Same here. I feel the same way. You little juicy piece of goodness yourself. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. So guys, I encourage you to share this video. You can do that by clicking the Facebook and the Twitter share buttons on this page. Also, make sure that you leave your email if you haven't done so already, so I can send you the Manifesting with the Masters video e-course. It's actually valued at $87, and I'd love to send it to you for free. So until next time, remember to live large, choose courageously, and love without limits. We'll see you soon.